It is that time of year for us to turn our clocks back 1 hour. Daylight saving time ends this weekend. And while many people are excited to get an extra hour of sleep one night, they aren't so happy about the time change overall. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris spoke with health experts about how to prevent our sleep cycles from getting all out of whack.
While many like the idea of getting an extra hour of sleep, there is some debate amongst lawmakers on whether or not to make daylight saving permanent in North Carolina. And some doctors right here in the Queen City, they're giving us some insight on what the clock change can do for our overall health.
This is a big deal because sleep is a big deal, because mental health is a big deal, heart disease is a big deal. And what we find is that sleep is the time that your body should be healing.
This weekend, we will gain an extra hour of sleep as daylight saving time ends early Sunday morning. But Dr. Andrew Nance with Atrium Health says the extended sleep isn't as good as it sounds.
We do see increased risk of heart disease and stroke with daylight savings. We also see sleep disruption with daylight savings. We find that some patients struggle with energy and also struggle with their mental health with daylight savings, specifically around the winter.
Sleep is key,
Dr. Uninye Ubukwe with Novant Health says that you may not feel the effects at first, but your sleep cycle will be impacted.
For here, we don't feel those effects as much, but it really still does shift our circadian rhythm off a little bit so that when you are still settling it, it'll mess your sleep cycle off a little bit and get you tired and off your regular routine.
A recent survey from High Point University says that 46% of poll responders prefer changing to year-round daylight saving time, and that would mean a later sunrise and more daylight in the evening. State lawmakers are aiming to make daylight saving permanent. Back in March, State Representative Jason Sain told us why he filed House Bill 326, an act to adopt daylight saving time year-round.
When I'm not disrupted in that way, and I get my normal sleep, and I stay on a structured schedule, I know I perform better, and I think that's most people.
While we deal with the change, Dr. Nance says that getting outside can help.
What we find is that getting the first daylight sun is a big deal, and also getting midday sun. It helps reset your circadian rhythm. And if you may not have access to that, maybe light therapy, we find that very helpful for people that have seasonal depression.
While states across the country are pushing to make the change, the only two states that do not recognize daylight saving time, Arizona and Hawaii. Reporting for WCNC Charlotte, I'm Miles Harris.